Hello, welcome, welcome to SquishiVision. I'm going to give my immediate thoughts on Bad Batch Decommissions right after I've just attempted to get rid of a bit more of this random stuff which has appeared. Cool. Yeah, so I've just watched an episode. Just give my immediate thoughts and reactions without any chance to really go into it deeper or kind of deeply analyze or anything like that. So I'll be short. So yeah, I mean, so far we're 6 episodes in. I can't remember how many episodes are meant to be in this series. But it's very much trickling through the intrigue and the plots. Yeah, as much of the Clone Wars and even Rebels, it's most of it's just kind of the adventure of it, really, more than anything else. So we see the Mad Sisters return from season 7 of the Clone Wars, and they're working. It's not explicit, but they're working for like the rebellion now. I misspelled the. Wow, I've just seen the title of this on YouTube, and clearly someone wasn't paying attention when they made this go live. Um. Anyway, yeah. So they're working. It's not explicit. They're working for the rebellion now, or probably they're working directly actually for Ahsoka. I think it's the insinuation, which might mean we see Ahsoka in the series, which makes sense because Ahsoka at this point is kind of a Filoni signature. Um. A kind of author signature thing. Um, Wrecker's it's become a bit more explicit now about what's actually happening to Wrecker. Um, because he hits his head and he starts saying good soldiers follow orders. So it's confirmed that theory, which was not very much not a stretch of a theory, that the reason his head was hurting was because his chip was kind of having a delayed reaction. Now I see some development, I guess, from the Hunter Omega relationship. Actually including Omega in missions, even if it's very much an out of the way recon role. At least he's, I guess, developed from the last episode when he was like, "Well, stay out of the way, don't get in trouble, kid," and then they immediately needed her help. Um, and she was competent for the most part, so that was good. Um, their bow discipline was terrible. I don't think anyone in the writing team here knows how to teach someone how to use a bow, but never mind. Um, yeah, that makes sense. What else was of interest? Clone, the no. So I guess they could kind of also no appearance from Crosshair again. I guess it's somewhat surprising actually, but how kind of how much they kind of wrote him out very quickly from the main kind of. I thought he'd be like a protagonist antagonist, but he's kind of not that present muchly. We have a kind of mysterious benefit. I reckon it's probably the person behind the bounty hunter 2 episodes ago, and the person behind harrying Martez is probably the same person. Because it seems like a reach that we'd have two mysterious figures, but I suppose it could be Empire and Rebellion. Or it could both be Rebellion. I think the twist would be it's the Rebellion. Um, yeah, with that, okay, I'm very distracted now because I actually need to go poo. And that came out of nowhere. This isn't why you came to watch this video by all means, but that's what's happened now. Um, yeah, I haven't pooed in about I think a day, so there we go. I didn't poo. I farted, and that's going to release the pressure. You didn't come here to hear about my bowel movements, but this is something which happens when you watch my videos. Um, Other than that, it was a very standard basic episode. Nothing else really much stood out. Um, it's good. The characters were competent because it's boring when you have protagonists who are otherwise competent and have moments of like artificial incompetency, especially Wrecker, because I've mentioned kind of why I think his trope is very problematic. Well, in this episode, he's asked to do a role he doesn't usually want to do, and he's asked to go up heights, which it's kind of insinuated he doesn't like doing, and and then you have a kind of in a lot of the cartoons, it's very much a case of they'll whinge and they'll like make a big issue out of it, but here it's kind of very subtle, and he kind of powered through it because he's a soldier and he's competent, he knows what he's doing, and I kind of enjoyed when I did that. Um, so I'm glad we went that route. Visually it looks good. Sorry, this is a very terrible response. I was up until 5, working in an ambulance, so you can imagine I'm a bit out of it. And then this need to poop has suddenly arisen, which doesn't make it any more ideal. I don't actually understand why this weapon is a thing. It's not particularly useful, or more efficient than a blaster. I mean, I've been playing a lot of Fortnite, and they've just introduced bows. But the thing about bows in Fortnite, and indeed like Hawkeye, for example, in Avengers, is you can customize their damage, which kind of gives them some degree of benefit. Whereas that's not exactly the case here. Whoops, I didn't mean to change my settings, because it just seemed normal. Like even, with Chewbacca's weapon, which I forget the name of, which is annoying. But even with Chewbacca's weapon, it still uses the pistol grip, and it still, fires for the most part with like a shotgun or like a sniper rifle. Where this is just kind of, you've got to pull it back, you've got to put more effort. It makes it less accurate. I don't understand really that as a weapon. I'm trying to think of something very insightful to end on, so you don't feel like you wasted your time. But truth be told, I'm kind of maybe really bad to bulk watch this and do like an entire reviewing, but that's just not my style. It's amazing how easy you can infiltrate a place by simply attaching a ship to another ship, but I guess it's consistent. Um, no, I mean, yeah, it wasn't much a flaw. It wasn't a particularly outstanding episode, but there wasn't much flaw. I think the series is doing a slow burn on the intrigue, and that's fine as long as it feels satisfactory at the end. I don't think everyone's really watching this show expecting it to kind of be, oh, what's the word? I mean, everyone's really watching the show expecting it to kind of be high brand kind of TV. But then again, the last season of the Clone Wars was pretty decent, but then I guess they put a lot more effort into a shorter season than they would do for what's going to be a continuous series. All right, I'm gonna stop there because really I'm not doing very well in terms of actually contributing anything to this discussion. So we're gonna end there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next week.